What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 369 of the Keep Moving Forward podcast with me, your host, Anthony DiDomenico. The podcast comes to you each week. You can find it on Anchor, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also available on YouTube. Go follow me on YouTube. Well, it's called subscribe, not follow. Subscribe on YouTube at Comic Anthony D. And we'll be putting the podcast up there each week, as well as some other content I got to come at you with. I've been lazy, haven't been recording much content to put on there, but we will. Go check it out. Patreon.com/KMF podcast for all the past bonus episodes. As always, the podcast is brought to you by Buddha Bars. Buddha Bars, from the creators of Skinny Cow Ice Cream, Zen Food Brands brings Buddha Bars. Buddha Bars are 100 calories, 2 grams of fat, and made with real ice cream. You heard that correct. That is real ice cream. Many low-cal brands use cheap ingredients that cannot be called ice cream. Buddha Bars are real ice cream in a better-for-you category. Go follow Buddha Bars on Instagram, Buddha Bars_ice cream. Search them out in your favorite store and demand they bring them in. We've got some news about where you can find Buddha Bars. I posted last week on my Instagram over at Comic Anthony D. Old Bridge, New Jersey, ShopRite. The ShopRite in Old Bridge, New Jersey has Buddha Bars. Go check it out. It's right there. Go pick yourself up some real ice cream, low-calorie bars. We also have some breaking news. Let me pull this up right here. I'm going to pull it up now. You get some breaking news right now about Buddha Bars. Some magical news coming in. Buddha Bars are approved. Haven't shipped yet for Gunter's Markets. 9 stores on the island. Key Food Markets, 300 stores that will be across the 5 boroughs. You can check them out there. And Ivorone Brothers in New Hyde Park. They have the Buddha Bars there. Go right now. What are you doing? Why are you leaving? Just after you listen to this, go out and get the Buddha Bars. They're absolutely delicious. Real ice cream, 100 calories, 2 grams of fat. It's the treat of the summer. Go check it out where you can find in your location, zenfoodbrands.com. And once again, follow on Instagram, Buddha Bars_ice cream. My good friend John Ziegler, his comedy special is available on YouTube. It's called John Ziegler Getting My Affairs in Order. Go give it a watch. Go give him a follow on Instagram over at Comic Anthony D. We're getting some messages in here from the Instagram Live. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Knicks. 100%. We'll talk a little bit about that. Somebody actually followed up and wanted to know about the guy who came back looking for me. Yes, he did come back. And to his credit, he came in and apologized. Came in, said he was sorry, shook my hand, and bygones are bygones. We put it in the past. We sat down like gentlemen, had cigars, talked, hung out, and that's it. I'll give anybody the benefit of the doubt. As far as the Yankees and the Knicks, what a weekend. Absolutely fantastic weekend. The New York Knicks are back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. 2000. Let me tell you something. The last time the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals, I could not legally purchase beer. I was not yet 21. How crazy is that? And here we are now. We are 8 wins away from an NBA championship. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's insane. It's crazy. Playing the Pacers, which brings back those old 90s vibes, and hopefully get some retribution from last year. But it's insane. And this is like the best chance the Knicks have had to get to the finals in 25 years, and I am all aboard, all for it. And unfortunately, the podcast schedule will be affected by that if they do play on Monday nights. I will be watching the New York Knicks. Yes, brother, I will see you on Wednesday. One of my brothers from Matador saying he'll see me on Wednesday for the Knick game. Absolutely 100%. It's going to be amazing. The Yankees beat the Mets in the Subway Series this weekend. They won 2-1. Juan Soto's big return back to Yankee Stadium, and he absolutely did nothing. He looked like he didn't even want to be there. And I don't care what anybody says. It looks like Juan Soto is regretting his choice in going to the Mets. Maybe he didn't realize how much fun and how much he loved being a New York Yankee. But listen, chase the money. This is what you get. But I will say this in all fairness. It is nothing that any of us wouldn't have done. You got to wave almost $800 million in front of my face. I'm playing wherever you want me to play. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is not a sports talk radio show, and you probably have already tuned out if you are not a sports fan. But just giving you a little recap of the weekend and what I've been doing. Because, the sports are a big part of my life, and, how much fun I have with it and everything. So I wanted to bring you that excitement as well. And the Knicks are a great story. Absolutely great story. The team plays hard. They hustle. They got players you can't help but root for. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. I mean, these guys, if you can't root for these guys, then you shouldn't be rooting for anybody. I love when they show, this is one more point I'm going to make about the Knicks. And it just also shows you that you should never let anybody dictate your role in anything or who you should be or what you are. When the Knicks traded for Jalen Brunson in 22, everybody got on the radio and TV, especially Stephen A. Smith, who is, to me, the I can't stand. He is the biggest phony of them all with this New York Knicks team. He trashed the Knicks and trashed Brunson. Said it was one of the worst moves ever. You can go find it on TikTok, on social media, him bashing Brunson and the Knicks for making this trade. And like, Jalen Brunson? That's who we're getting, Jalen Brunson? And people are saying how now he's not good. No way he's going to lead the Knicks to anything. And here we are right now. Jalen Brunson proved them all wrong. The Knicks knew what kind of player they were getting. And that is for, take that in your real life. Don't let anybody dictate who you are, what you can be, or what you can achieve. If you believe it in yourself and you know it to be true, go out there, prove them wrong, and do it for yourself. Let people dictate and narrate your life. But the weekend wasn't all happy and good news. As you guys know, I've been watching for the past year or so. I've become obsessed and addicted with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. I came across Luke's channel a little over a year ago. And since then, I think when I first started watching, he was doing every Saturday, or he just moved to every other Saturday. And Saturday was a day for a new new Outdoor Boys video. And I'll get up at like 8:00, watch a video, and go back to sleep because I cannot wait to watch his new content. I got up and I saw the video, and he had actually, I got up a little early. It was like 7:00, and the video just posted. It was like 4 minutes old when I saw it. And it said like goodbye for now. And I was like, oh my God, it was 4 minutes. I'm like, no, tell me he's not doing this. And I watched the video, and me, and along with his 18 million other subscribers, we had our hearts broken, but no love lost. Not mad at Luke at all. Totally understand why he's stepping away. And he said it with such elegance and, class, as he always does things. He brought up that, in the last 18 months, his page has gained 12 million followers, that rapid growth. And it's because of people stealing his content and chopping it up and making reels and putting it on TikTok and Instagram. And that's how I came to it. I was just scrolling through TikTok one day and I scroll up and there's this guy with glasses in the woods, sitting in the snow, talking about making bread on a fire in the coals. And he wrapped a piece of cheese and bread and buried it in the coals, and then it made like this delicious cheese-filled biscuit. And then he took steaks and threw them on the coals. And this is like a survival guy. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I looked into it more and I found his videos. I started watching, and it kind of brought on this, you know, I new interest I have in going camping and watching camping videos. And with that, it brought me to watch Jack on Tiny Cabin Life, who was a guest on this podcast and who I still communicate with. I found the Sam Bananas channel and I found Small Plots with Kevin. And these are like my go-to videos. And I learn a lot. I've learned a lot and I can't wait to put it to good use. It'll probably be in the fall that I do my first camping trip. Um, but Luke was the guy for me that started everything, and I found comfort in his videos. I found, it would help me relax. It would, if I was having like, a high anxiety day, I'd throw on one of Luke's videos and just relax and watch this guy do incredible things out in the wilderness in Alaska, doing things I would never dream of doing. And sparking something in me that, to challenge myself and to want to do something that's hard and that I've never done before. And I want to thank Luke for that, for being such an inspiration, for being, just, a good person. And, you know, we watch these people on TikTok and Instagram and whatever that are just doing dumb things, like dumb, stupid, sometimes it hurts people or hurts people's feelings and we're watching it and we're laughing. And I'm guilty of it too. And here's a guy who puts family and faith first and just a good, clean, wholesome channel that families can watch together and be entertained. He's funny. You watch his video, he makes me laugh. And, he's putting out amazing content. This guy digs snow caves. He builds shelters out of, in the middle of nowhere, or he'll just, he does these crazy camping adventures or these crazy adventures with his family. He takes them all over the world. And, and he first of all, he thanked everybody who's ever watched and, supported him because it's allowed him to take care of his family in a way he never thought possible. But he also said that due to the sudden growth and people taking his videos, and he's been viewed over 4 billion times. If you can imagine that, just think about that. 4 billion times his content's been viewed. And it's making it hard for him to kind of lead the private life that he wants to leave as far as, behind the camera. When he's out in public, people are coming up to him while he's in restaurants or out with his family. And it's just, he wanted to get ahead of it before it got out of control. And again, here's what I was talking about, a guy putting family first. And, he's a true family man. And he also said he wants to help people. He said he's got 3 little boys that want to be YouTubers. His son, Tom, already has a YouTube channel that I do subscribe to. It's called Outdoor Boy Tom. He's made a couple of videos. He's actually got a solo winter camping video that's pretty cool. And Luke helps him through that and some aspects of it. And he said, like, he wants to spend more time, teaching his kids how to be, adults and helping them with their channel and helping others. And it's who this guy is. If you know his backstory, at 19, he was a missionary. He lived in Japan for 3 years. He's been a lawyer. He's helped people, even when he was a lawyer, he was, I think, a criminal defense lawyer. So he's always tried to help people, get out of jams. I think he was at a traffic. He helped people get out of traffic tickets and stuff like that. I'm not really too sure. I got to look into that, but he's always been about helping people and putting his family first, and he's doing it once again. And I can't even imagine how hard it is to step away from that. Here I am with my little podcast, and I question walking away from this every month, because it does take something out of you as far as like, coming up when you are true to yourself and to your listeners, and you do give a big part of yourself. Sometimes it does take a little out of you. But here's a guy who had success that any content creator would dreams of. Over 14 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, yeah, on YouTube. He has any video he puts up millions of views, making an incredible amount of money. It's success that we all would think we want, but how do we know if we that how do we know that we can handle it? And it's that question that a friend of mine, John Truson, used to ask: "Do you want to be Bernie Taupin or you want to be Elton John?" And he says, "If you want to be Elton John, you're a mental patient because Bernie Taupin writes the songs with Elton John. He has the same. He gets half the royalties. He has the same money as Elton John, but nobody knows who this guy is. This guy can walk around anywhere, do whatever he wants, enjoy his life, not be mauled by people or have to be recognized. Whereas Elton John, he can't just walk into a mall in the middle of the day or a store without people crowding him, wanting his picture, his autograph, or something else. He's got to live he's got to, hide or go, incognito places or shut down stores so he can walk around comfortably. And that's the thing. We think we want it until we get it. And I don't think Luke's goal was ever to become famous, become the most famous YouTuber out there, one of the most famous YouTubers or camping YouTubers. But I just think the person he is, people were attracted to it and people gravitated towards it. I know I did. And I know people that tell me they watch his channel and his videos and how much they like him. So it was a sad day in that aspect that um that's going to be over now. Every other Saturday there will not be a new Outdoor Boys video. He says it's goodbye for now. He's not sure what he's going to do. He's got a lot of unfinished videos. He said maybe at the end of the year he'll just post like one video dump and maybe put them out there if ever, which I hope he does because there's the homestead video. We love to see the continuation of that and just other things he's done. But I kind of knew this was coming because a couple of videos, maybe over the summer, not summer, it was over the winter, right before I think it started getting nicer out was where I am. But he did a solo camping trip and it was a shorter video. And he said, sorry, it's like short, but this takes me away from my family. And I just keep thinking about like how, I'd rather be with them. And I started this channel to do camping trips and adventures with my kids, but now they're older, they're in school. So this takes me away from them and it kind of sounded like he was about to hang it up, but he held on for a little bit longer. Got some really good content. And yeah, Luke, I don't think you're ever going to see this, but thank you for, inspiring this guy to, push and do different things and be better. And, the channel's there. The Outdoor Boys YouTube channel's there. I go back, I watch old videos. If you haven't watched it before, there's plenty to binge watch and enjoy. So go check it out. And thank you, Luke. So that was a little downer over the weekend. We'll pick it back up a plus On Thursday, my nephew Rocco turned 10, so happy birthday, Rocco. Always stay the funny guy you are, big-hearted. Kid always puts a smile on my face. Uncle Cheese loves you, buddy. He is the funniest kid without even realizing how funny he is. And he's got a big heart, and he's a sweet kid, and, I'm proud of him. Always proud of these kids. And he turned 10, which is hard. It's crazy that my nephew is 10, my middle nephew. But it was his birthday on Thursday, so I went over there afterwards and, hung out with him for a little while, and I saw them over the weekend as well, hung out with the fam, watched the Yankee game outside with my dad and my brother on Sunday, and, yeah, we're just getting ready for the week, and, me and my sister-in-law have made a pact. I'm gonna stay on my grind, she's gonna stay on hers with certain things, and, it's nice to have, like I said, I have the best support system, but, um, we told each other, like, when we feel like we're slipping, call each other and say, "Listen, this is going down. This is what I wanna do," and, we'll be there for each other, and, it's just nice to have that extra support and to feel like, you're not in it alone, which I've talked about many times on here about how, sometimes you feel like you're in this alone when you're not, and we talk about the negatives of social media. I'm telling you right now, one of the positives of social media is not feeling alone in this community, in a weight loss community or any kind of journey that you're doing. There's a group of people out there. Go find your tribe. And yeah, it's 2025. Make some friends on the internet that are doing what you're doing. And believe me, I've met so many amazing people on from Instagram and online that are still in my life, and some aren't. But it's the best part of social media. As bad as social media can be and the negatives and the bullying and this and that, there are some good things as far as, finding people that are like-minded and doing the same thing you're doing, and you don't have to feel alone. Because that is the worst feeling when you're going through something or trying to do something and you feel like you have no one's got your back and no one understands what you're going through. That if you could just like open your app and open your phone and just message somebody and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on." And if this podcast is that for you, awesome. That's one of the reasons why I created it. That's why I still keep it going, because I want people to be able to like, okay, I'm going through what he's going through. I know exactly what he's struggling with or battling, and he's not alone. I'm not alone, and you build your community. Today, my friend Kim, you can find her on Instagram here. Kim never gives up. She added me to a group of like people that keep each other accountable, and it's awesome to see. Just reading through people's notes and everything. It's awesome. And I know right there, if I ever feel like I don't have somewhere to turn, or if I'm ashamed to, which you should never be ashamed to say something to a family member, but listen, we're human. Those things definitely happen. I can log into this app and I could just share my feelings and get a bunch of support. So use social media for its good. Don't don't let it go to waste to the enjoy it with the reels and everything else and the entertainment part, but use it for its a good power as well. And that's getting the word out about things and not feeling alone and having that tribe that you can communicate with and that can lift you up when you feel like you are alone. So definitely go and use it for the positive. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining me on Instagram Live and everybody who's listening at home on your podcast listening devices. This has been episode 369 of the Keep Moving Forward podcast. The podcast is brought to you by Buddha Bars. Go give him a follow on Instagram, BuddhaBars_ice cream. Go find out where in your area you can find these delicious ice cream treats. ZenFoodBrands.com. We are played in and out each week by DemonScar and their single We Rise. Go find it on iTunes, DemonScar.bandcamp.com. Only one place to go for your deli needs this summer. That's Finn's Deli, 4646 Merrick Road in Massapequa. Tell my brother Mike you heard the plug on the show, and then get yourself an Uncle Cheese, the best sandwich out there. Not because it's named after me, because it really is that good. Finn'sDeli.com. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who joined us tonight, this week. Have an awesome week. I will talk to you later.
Just believe all. Why ask why? Don't you pledge blurred lines when you're forced to apologize?